In today's video, we're actually going to speak about whether we can trust potential in gaming. And that's that. So, the other day,
Yes.
I was watching the Harry Potter
Hogwarts Legacy.
I was watching Hogwarts Legacy gameplay that was done through State of Play.
Yes.
And it looked very promising.
Yes.
It looked like I cannot lie to you, it looked very promising.
No, it looks like a sick game still.
It looks like a very wavy game. And I think for a long time, a
definitely
lot
getting
of people have been asking for a game
Gameplay.
like this. Say again?
Oh, a game like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the Harry Potter universe.
No, of course, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Because the last Harry Potter games that came out were like PS2.
Yeah, and I think the last ones were like Lego as well. It
Yeah.
wasn't even like an inline
Yeah.
proper thing.
Was there a PlayStation 3 one with the PlayStation Move? Or am I wrong?
There probably would have been. I wouldn't be surprised if
I feel like
there
there
was.
was.
I
I
wouldn't
feel like
be
there was.
surprised.
I feel like that was the last one.
Yeah.
But before that, there was the PS2 ones. But
Yeah. And it kind of got me excited because I was like, yo, this gameplay looks absolutely insane. But at the same time, I was slightly concerned because
Wow.
it happens every time, bro. Every time a new IP gets released or gets showcased, it's always the amazing gameplay. It's always the amazing mechanics. It's always the amazing story and lore. And the producers and whatever put so much work into making such an amazing game. And then the game comes out.
Hype.
Hype. And I'm thinking,
Jump on the hype train.
can we trust the potential of this game to come out?
Specifically.
Yeah.
Specifically this one, yeah?
Yes. I mean, specifically this one, but then we can branch out into other games as well.
Me personally, I feel like we can.
Mm.
Because, for one, it's not one of the big guys
Right.
hyping it up, you know?
Right.
I'm not quite sure or 100% on what the developers and the publishers are, obviously Sony. But I don't know who the developers are. Insert publisher here. Insert publisher here. But yeah, I haven't really heard of them specifically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think they would hype up this game for the sake of, you know,
Disappointment.
or
Yeah.
or false promises. So I feel like they will deliver
Yeah.
on this game specifically. We can talk about the rest afterwards.
Yeah. Because I think, obviously, for me, a game that's as massive as Hogwarts Legacy and just the name that it carries, but also the amount of things that you could potentially do in that game. Like, that world is absolutely massive.
Yeah.
In terms of
It's true. Yeah.
the lore, story, history,
The map,
what you can do in it as well. There is a lot. Like, there's not many games.
and I'm hoping that there is a lot because I'm trying to do a lot.
Exactly.
I can't lie.
Because some of the stuff, like, you can fly around on your broomstick, to flipping have magical beasts that you can pretty much look after, inhabit, to different potions and stuff that you can create, to different. So the reason why I guess I'm a bit skeptical is because when you look at a game like Hogwarts Legacy, it's literally in the name.
Yeah.
There's a lot of legacy behind
Yeah,
that,
100%.
what you're trying to do.
Coming from a very visual background, I would say, myself, yeah. I feel like they had a particular trade-off, right?
Right.
So with Hogwarts Legacy, you have a lot, but the trade-off is the graphics aren't as great.
Yeah.
So I don't know who saw the gameplay and who didn't see the gameplay, but the graphics are good.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, the graphics are good, but they're not Watch Dogs good, you know?
Right.
Like the cloth mechanics isn't like the flowing thing and all of that kind of stuff. Like some of that, not even some of the animations, but most of the animations are like recycled.
Okay.
Like you can see the same animation in the same fights, innit?
Right.
So it's kind of like, okay.
Yeah, but they do that to cut time.
Yeah, of course. No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The trade-off is because you have that.
Yeah, such a massive world.
You have to exactly.
Yeah.
So like the mechanics will obviously be less so because you have so much more to
do within the world
to compensate for.
Yeah, so more repetitive gameplay, but as in a massive sort of RPG-esque world.
Exactly.
Okay, I get you.
Whereas some developers do the opposite, where they promise all this stuff, but then they put all their chips into animation and graphics and all that kind of stuff, where you have like fluid combat systems and all that kind of stuff, where you don't really see the recycled gameplay and all that. Recycled gameplay, recycled animations, but then you don't get the actual like big world, open world, blah 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 that they promise you. A good example of that, I would say, is GTA Online. Okay. Where all the mechanics are pretty straightforward and pretty simple. Like the animations are very repetitive. Like very repetitive.
Yeah, it's standard one.
But the world is big. The world is massive. Do you get it? So yeah.
And that's the thing that I feel like it's a very good formula that I guess it's the basic formula really in terms of developing a game. Is like, do we want to go for a massive world like, let's say, Red Dead or GTA, but then have very simple mechanics? Or do we want to go for a more smaller world with a lot more detailed mechanics and be like, okay, cool, but then like you said, the trade-off is
there's a trade-off. There's always a trade-off.
So, and I guess that's where Cyberpunk flopped, because they tried to do both.
They tried to do both,
and
and
it did not work. And I think that's where.
And in the end, any career path that you chose had the same ending. So
do you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and I think that's what signaled to me when I watched the state of play for Hogwarts Legacy, because I was just like, yo, I love Harry Potter. Like, Harry Potter is my jam. That whole universe is sick. So, and even I'm looking at it thinking, yo, if you're gonna be doing all of this stuff, like the 4 houses within itself is massive as it can get. On top of just Hogwarts itself, because even they were saying like you can uncover little things within Hogwarts. You haven't even gone outside the world yet. This is just within the school. And then you've got outside and what you can do then. So I guess maybe that's where like my concerned gamer hat started to come on, and I started to think my tinfoil hat started to think, how trustworthy is it? But there's not many PlayStation published games that have flopped like that, I don't think, anyway. So the fact that we have a dedicated state of play and stuff like that, and pretty much if you're looking at, again, pretty much like PlayStation IPs, because this is PlayStation exclusive if I'm not mistaken. So usually PlayStation exclusive games don't really have a habit of flopping like that. Like Horizon, again, exceptionally well done its thing. And then even if you look at other games that promised massive potential, I was gonna say Elden Ring, but again, that kind of goes down to the massive world, simple mechanics. But it does its job.
It does the job.
It really does its job.
Like the game, from a visual standpoint, to me,
is basic.
Is ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like like the draw distances and all that kind of stuff is nice, but when you're coming down to like gameplay, it's ass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's simple. But it's a phenomenal game. Yeah, like phenomenal. Like the AI in that game, chef's kiss, bro.
Probably one of the best AI. Like I think I saw a clip where the enemy followed someone down the stairs.
That's what I'm saying.
That's down the ladder. Sorry,
bro. See,
and literally tried to hit it while it was on the ladder. See, I was just like, like
the AI is crazy. It's crazy.
That's nuts. So I'm excited to see what Hogwarts Legacy brings. I think even the fact, as we're having this conversation, hearing the fact that, again, I forgot that it was published and is exclusive to PlayStation, gives me that little bit more hope to be like, it's actually not going to be as bad. Or it's not going to have the problems that I would suspect it would have.
Yes.
I'm hoping anyway.
Yes.
Because again, I don't know about you guys. I like Harry Potter. We like Harry Potter here. So it's just like, if you're going to do a game that kind of is within that universe, you got to do it right. So, because boy, we've seen enough games that have promised mechanics and listen, we've had enough games that promised. There you go. all the bells and whistles, and when it comes to it, nothing's whistling, dog.
Nothing's whistling.
Rusty. So let us know what you think about Hogwarts Legacy. Is it a game that you're excited for? But also, what do you think about potential in games? Like, do you feel like you can trust gameplay that you see off the bat? Do you feel like you can, this is something that you can see yourself playing? But also, what do you think about what we were discussing before about open world, massive world, but simple gameplay, or simple gameplay and...
What trade-off would you rather have?
Yeah, what trade-off would you rather have? That's a better way of putting it. And what games have you played that have actually done that very well? So quite a few questions for you guys to engage in.
Sound off in the comments.
That's it.
You know what to do.
You know what to do. My name's Archie.
My name's Yuri.
Stay safe.
Yeah. I can't keep living like this. I can't.
There's only so much.
There's only so much I can say, dog.